Welcome to the program. Just like the song says, my name is Rebecca Rainier. This is Full Plate, and I am so glad you're here today. First up today, we're going to talk about Inspired Ohio. Yes. Joining me today is, for the very first time, we've never had you on, from the Ohio Lottery, Danielle Frizzy Babb.
Nice to be
right?
Here, Rebecca.
I said it right?
It. Frizzy
okay.
Babb, that's
Frizzy
it.
Babb. I have a Frizzy Bob. She is a Frizzy Babb. Sorry, I have problems. Okay. So what is Inspired Ohio? The very easy question.
Well, I'm here from the Ohio Lottery, and Inspired Ohio is our campaign to generate optimism and help spread that message of optimism across Ohio. We've called on people all across the state to share their stories, stories about them overcoming an obstacle and achieving their dreams, stories about people who have done great things for others. You know, maybe you know someone who's done something really great in the community, and you could nominate them and put their story up on InspiredOH.
What inspired the Ohio Lottery to get behind this campaign? Why, do this kind of extra effort to kind of find these stories that are out there?
Well, optimism is one of the things that we live by at the Ohio Lottery. It's about, having fun and doing things and being optimistic that, it's going to be a great day. So this campaign is more or less like a grassroots kind of effort. We want people to generate some stories, generate the content for this. Francisco Lindor, the Cleveland Indians shortstop, great guy, actually got on board with us for this. He kind of embodies that spirit of optimism. His story from being a kid in Puerto Rico playing baseball and now, living out his dreams in the big leagues. So he was generous enough to share his story with us, and his documentary piece can be seen on InspiredOH.org.
Which, while we're talking, we're going to have that site up for you just so you can see it. But so his is epic when it comes to the way he's achieved his dreams. But I looked at a few others. There's also entrepreneurial stories that were interesting to me and inspiring. The things that maybe they have an idea and it turns into something that can help their community and or all kinds of different ways. So it doesn't have to be a sports story. It can be a business story.
It can be any kind of story. Yes, and the one you're mentioning, I know, is a gentleman who had an invention and he wanted a day off so that he could go to go pitch his idea, and his boss was like, hey, do you want to work here or do you want to go chase off your dreams? So he quit, and ended up, with a really great thing, and he's giving back now in his community as well. So yeah, it's stories like that, stories about people who, it could be the teacher who's helping the students after school and going above and beyond. It could be, we've seen stories there. One of the really good ones that I saw was about a student in Northeast Ohio who has muscular dystrophy, and he wanted to play in the marching band, and his dad figured out how he could rig up his wheelchair so that he would be able to hold the instrument and drive the wheelchair and play all at the same time. So those kind of
It's inspiring
stories.
And it's ingenious, like the solutions
yes.
that people come up with. When we talk about this campaign, though, how do we get to it? How do we share? Like, if someone has a story, how do they share it so that that you see it and so that hey, this is something to highlight?
It's very easy, and I see there's the website. If you go to the website, you can see there's the red bar there, and it says share your story, and you simply click on that. You're going to be prompted to enter all of your information. You can submit a picture along with a text story, or some people have actually submitted video stories as well. If you go to Inspired Ohio or InspiredOH.org, go check out all those stories and see. We've got over 100 stories at the moment that people have gone and put onto the website.
So, and then there are some nice kind of cool things that you can win too, or like, what do we call, it's not exactly a contest, or is it a contest, but it's like just some kind of prizes for people that do inspire other people.
The goal of this is to show that people across our state are winning in really big ways, not playing the lottery. This has nothing to do with the lottery. It's not about selling tickets. It's about spreading that message of optimism. What we are going to do is we are going to select one of these stories, and that person is going to become our next Inspired Ohioan. And the cool thing about it is whoever wins is going to get to have a tour of Progressive Field with Francisco Lindor.
Oh, how cool.
They'll get $2,500 cash. There are tickets to an Indians game. They'll get tickets for Cedar Point. There is a spa visit included. There are a number of things in this prize package that whoever our next Inspired Ohioan is going to get.
Is there a time limit? Is there a time we need to, if we know someone who has a story, if we have a story to share, kind of give us a parameter? Do we have to get it in like right now? What's the parameter?
Well, you have until October 10th.
Okay.
That's when the deadline is to make your entry submissions for this contest. Of course, we want this to live on, on into the next year. So you will have time to submit more stories. But if you want in on that part of it, get your story in by October 10th.
And I mean, this really is it's like what Ellen does on her show. It's like, she takes someone who does something amazing and highlight. This is our local version, our statewide version of those kind of stories. If you have, I love it, have that teacher or that business owner or that parent that is doing something that is inspiring. I love the idea that they can put a video in too.
Oh, and it's so fun. And you know what, actually, the one thing I don't want to forget to mention, everybody who makes a submission gets a t-shirt.
Oh.
If your entry gets up on the website, and if it's approved, you'll get this InspiredOH t-shirt that will be sent to you. So you can, continue to spread the word, wear it around town, and show people that you're an inspired Ohioan.
Awesome. Okay, so let's go back just to the basics so that we know. The best thing to do is go to InspiredOH.org and take a look. You've got the examples there. It's also, there's a list of kind of what some of the fun prizes are. But then I like the idea of the examples, because if you're not sure, is this something that I have a story to share, you can see kind of what other people have done. If they're selected, you guys, I mean, the story I saw that you guys did, they did a beautiful video and all that kind of stuff. Some of those people really, I mean, it's amazing.
There are some really great stories there, and that's something else I should mention. Whoever the next Inspired Ohioan is, they are going to get their story made into a documentary, much like the one that we did for Francisco Lindor. So your story will be featured, and it'll be up there on the page for everyone to see.
It's a beautiful idea. All right, and you've got, if you want this special prize, October 10th. Get
October
that
10th, yes.
Before then, but otherwise, it's something that you can do kind of any time to share, to highlight someone in the state who is doing something amazing, who is inspired, big and little. Sometimes even the little stories are the ones that...
They're all fantastic. I would recommend everybody go to the website and read those stories, check out the videos, and see what it's all about.
Wonderful. And the website is, as we've been showing to you, it is InspiredOH.org, and there's the very front and center, and then there's that red button. If you don't know how to do it,
just click the red button.
Just click that red easy button, and you're good to go. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Rebecca.
I get a free T-shirt too. Pretty cool.
Nice.
When we come back, we're going to talk about how to feature water in your landscaping, why you want to do it, and how you maybe get started with the Oak Park Garden Center.